I am Wimbo77, onethingabouthistory.com. Welcome on board. And today we are having a discussion on couples in isolation. How to survive isolation as a couple. And here I have my beautiful husband, Kenny.
Hi.
And yes, we've been in quite a long-term relationship, right?
Yes, we can definitely say that. Yeah.
And so for the first couple of weeks, we were on break because generally around this time of year we travel. However, we weren't able to travel this year because of all of the whole pandemic and all this stuff that's going on. So for the first 2 weeks, we did isolate. And how did you find that, Ken?
Well, it was interesting because the first 2 weeks I was on annual leave. So what we decided to do, or what I decided to do also, is just to look at things that I could practically do around the home. So we decided to look at some decorating, some painting, some tidying, some clearing out. And that's what we basically did.
Excellent. So yeah, that was for the first 2 weeks. And this was when we thought that it would only last for a couple of weeks. However, I think we're into week number 4 or 5 now, aren't we? So it's going to last, this whole isolation is going to last a lot longer. So how can we, in relationships, as couples, as families, survive isolation? How can couples and families survive lockdown? And we'll give you a few tips maybe. We're still alive, we've not cured each other yet. So what one tip?
Well, that one tip, like I said in the outset, we decided to do some home decorations, some tidying, some cleaning. So that's an opportunity for you guys to work together. I'm not saying you have to be in the same room or in the same area of the house. But what that you can do is, like, for example, as I was doing some painting, my wife was downstairs maybe organising things that we didn't need. So it's an opportunity for us. It was for us to work together to complete a task, which is one tip or one area you can look at, because all that does is, again, it encourages communication, but it fosters working together as well.
And I'd say another tip is communication, because being around each other, obviously Ken goes out to work, I go to work, and so we have separate and then we come together in the evening, we do various things together. However, being on lockdown, you're spending a lot more time together, right?
Yes.
And I do get very moody because I am a solitary person anyway. Kenny's quite solitary. We're very similar in that way. So he'll go off and he'll play his FIFA, and I'll go off and I'll read, or I'll be upstairs working. And that works really, really well. But what about, you can only spend so much time doing these things. So another tip, Ken, what would you say is another tip?
Well, what I found is maybe they're looking at doing some basic exercises together. I know it can be difficult sometimes because as individuals you might want to do things at different times. Because I know my wife likes to train early in the morning. I'm more like to train during the day, or normally I will train after work. But obviously we're now in lockdown. Though certain gyms and things are not accessible to us. So maybe you can meet in the middle. Maybe a couple of days out of the week, if you're both at home, depending on your situation. Maybe looking at times where you could go out and train together possibly and do exercise together. You don't have to do it all the time, but maybe come to some kind of an agreement where maybe 1 or 2, maybe 3 times of the week that you actually do that together.
Well, I can say we've done it a couple of times, okay?
So I'm saying it's not ideal. Everybody's saying we're all different.
But like Ken said, I'm a morning person, very early morning person. I'm up at the crack of dawn. Ken likes to sleep in, so I leave him to sleep in. I go and do my training session, and it works very well for us. So that's how we kind of work through those situations. Another tip I'd say, really, really important in these times, is communication. And we talk a lot, we've always spoken a lot. And keeping those lines of communication open, because like I said, I can get very, very moody. And when I have my moods, Ken will try and approach me and I'm like, you know, grunt. And, you know, he's very, very patient. So that too. Yeah?
Yeah.
Patience with each other, because we are obviously we're together, we've been together a long time, but we come and we go and we have that kind of ebb and flow. But where it's on lockdown now, it makes things so much different to what we're actually used to. The come-ins and go-ins, going out with your friends and those kind of things, right?
Yeah.
So
It's true.
any more tips? What do you think? Any more?
And I think that's the point as well, that you are going to rub each other up the wrong way. There will be times when you will get upset with each other because you're in close proximity. So there's going to be times when you are going to, that will happen. But like I said, it's just having a bit of patience, but also maybe thinking of ways of how to soothe the situation. I.e., you don't always have to push your point or be right, but maybe look at dealing with this situation on an individual basis and just maybe deal with it on the basis that, okay, I know the individual, like my wife, I know she gets moody and I understand that, so maybe it's the way I deal with it. Not say my wife, but maybe I got to look at, well, how can I deal with this in a way that's going to make it a little bit more calmer.
And likewise from the wife's point of view. And in our house we all muck in, so Ken will cook if I don't feel like cooking, or I'll cook. Like, he's been going out to work, he's back to work now, so obviously I'm around about the house doing various, you know, getting cooking done. House is spotless, you know, and I don't run out of things to do because I have plenty of things to do. Even the gardening, trying to plant all that fruit and veg out the back and stuff like that. So keeping oneself occupied if your partner is out at work is another good way. And like I always encourage, is reading a great, you know, I've been through a couple of really good books this year, and just to keep that kind of stuff up. So couples, we can survive isolation. We even went for our early afternoon stroll, although I like to go out early because I don't like to be out amongst people. Now, I know that sounds really crazy, but especially in this time, we have to be mindful. So we went for an afternoon stroll today, didn't we?
Yeah. But like I said about compromise, I know you like going out in the morning, but we compromised and you were able to come to an agreement, and we managed to do something together. That's what.
Yeah. But the thing is, there was a lot of people out, right? And we are being encouraged to stay at home. So, you know, if we are entitled to go and have a jog or a run or a walk, you know, and that's on a daily basis, and that's amazing that we can do that. But we've got to be mindful as well. We have to be mindful that we are in an epidemic. We are in unprecedented times, and we don't want to add to it by being out and things not getting under control. So this is another thing that we have to keep in mind. So it's great. Couples on lockdown, we can survive, right?
You will survive. You will, so definitely will survive. And maybe if people have any other tips or hints, I'll let you say what they need to do next.
Oh, well, you know what you have to do. First off, if you like this video, click that subscribe bell, and ding dong, hit that notification bell so we can keep you informed. And if you'd like to come in on the conversation, leave a message in the link below, and we will get back to you. So couples on lockdown, relationships on lockdown, we can survive. And don't forget all the love making. It's awesome. Okay? The late nights and early mornings.
Okay. And then just one last thing. I work for the health service. So I'd just like to big up all those who are working in the health centre, in the health service, all those who have volunteered to come back into the health service.
Everyone working hard.
Please. When you see any one of these individuals, please give them a big thank you, because they all are working very hard for our benefit.
That's right, and even those ones that are still working, like the guys that do the roads, sweep the roads.
Yeah,
everyone out there still
delivery
working
drivers,
hard.
Yeah, so many.
Really do appreciate you. So I am Wimbo77, onethingabouthistory.com.